Hey, hey. Hey, Scoots. Hey, Silver. Good evening. Thanks to the resub Fledge. Have you watched Night Swim? Yes. Aaron and I watched it tonight. We just got back. I've got a lot to say about it. Thanks to the resub Gino and Sage. Hope you're having a good New Year's, Two-Tone. Thanks to the resub Solar and Chim. Thanks to the resub Demon Dog. That's sweet. Thanks Street. Thanks to Tier 1 Badger. The resub Oculin and the Tier 1 Skull. And the resub Zythal. Glad you liked Godzilla Minus One. Like I said, I think it was 2023's best movie, so glad you enjoyed it. Thanks to resub Sour Patch, Zephyrus, and Cool. More documents were released. Thanks to membership, Peter. Is that true? I didn't hear anything about more documents being released today. Was it more like court transcripts and stuff? Because the new names aren't till the 22nd. Thanks to the Prime Mart. Hear about the pastor who tried to dunk a McDonald's cook into the deep fat fryer for disrespecting his wife. I saw that headline. I didn't look at it though. Thanks to 5 gifted members, Squirty, and the membership Miles, and the resub Stallion. City of Heroes is back officially. Oh, let me pull that up. I saw that right before going live. This is... Okay, I'll just wait. There's a lot that I want to go over tonight. Today was a pretty big day of things. Thanks to membership Joseph and Nerd. And the Prime Candid. And the Prime Sad Face. Oh, don't worry, Dryson. Of course I have. Thanks, Devin. Thanks to Tier 1 Joe Tato. Yeah, David Copperfield's looking like a real weirdo. An astronaut food tier list is kind of fire. Can you get astronaut food, though, easily? And yeah, we went over the unsealed Epstein stuff yesterday, but apparently there was a couple more documents that dropped today that I didn't know about, so we'll do that later. Thanks to the resub DKD. The membership Will. No, I haven't heard anything about that. Shot you. You hyped for Sparking Zero? I am. Tenkaichi 4? Yeah. Probably right, Arrow. We've got a lot to talk about for the Logan Paul stuff. I'll start with that, because that's probably the biggest one directly right now out of the list of things I was going to bring up. Thanks to resub Travelers. So we'll start there in a minute. Thanks, Trinsky. Thanks, resubs in. I'm very excited for Little Nightmares 3. Thanks, Jay. I did hear about the Iowa shooting today. Awful stuff. There's a resub shadow. We talked about the judge getting lunged at yesterday. We pulled that up. That was a crazy leap. Yeah, it was the Las Vegas judge. We went over it yesterday. Thanks to the gift sub, that boy. The membership, Hannah. The resub Wave and gift sub Lambo. Who's your favorite Dragon Ball character? Janemba. Thanks to resub Muffin. And the resub Akatsuki. Do you think Epstein's Island will be a location in GTA 6? That would be a wild decision if they included Epstein's Island. Thanks, Resub J. I don't know if they have the balls for it. Thanks, Will. That would be such a cool heist. Thanks to the resub. Epic. I don't see that happening, but man, that would be something special. Did Kimmel sue Aaron Rodgers? No, I think he's just threatening to. I don't think he's actually sued him or anything. Thanks to the resub trial and give sub random guy. And the membership KBIM. What do you mean, Stevie? I'm a little confused. Thanks to the Prime Moose. Have you seen the anime To Your Eternity? Yes, I like it. I didn't like this season as much as I liked the first one, though. Thanks to 2 gift subs in PC. I don't know who that is, buddy. Zach Ray, the prankster? It's the first time I've heard of them. And yeah, we talked about the Yandere dev apology. Thanks to resub Mellow. Do you think you would be added to GTA? Me? Fuck no. Thanks to resub Hatbox. What is it, Rye? I can check it out. Thanks to give sub Squid. Did you see what happened? Bayside Mall in Miami. People are claiming it was aliens. Alien news. Bayside Mall, Miami. 4 arrested after teen fight caused chaos at Bayside Marketplace. This was 2 days ago, and it was just a giant brawl. What does that have to do with aliens? Oh, 2 days ago, though. Anyone following what happened in Miami last night? Apparently mass sighting of a 7 to 10 foot tall creatures. Flights halted, police radio cut off, and helicopters patrolling. All I see is a giant group of teenagers fighting. Why are aliens being brought up? I'm so confused. But I saw the Reddit thread. Did the teenagers win or did the aliens? Brother, I don't even know why the aliens are being mentioned here. It's just teenagers fighting. It's just a normal brawl. Why are aliens here? Yeah, there's so many threads on this from like 5 hours ago. Here, what is going on? I'm trying to gain some insight into the Bayside Market fiasco a few days ago. It's being reported by local news that a riot started there requiring the presence of over 100 officers. Rumors on the interwebs, I know. Self-aware Redditor moment, are painting a different picture. Reports that 8 to 10 foot creatures were chasing tourists. Police communication during the incident went private channels, and black helicopters were seen. Airspace was reported as closed at the time. Is there anyone that had first-hand knowledge of what happened? I'm from the New England area, and I'm working some case studies. Those studies must be going crazy. Would appreciate the help of this community with trying to debunk the rumors or bring fact. We're not alone to the normies. Why the fuck are aliens being brought up at all? It seems like it was just a normal fight. Thanks for membership, Hayden. And no, I've never been on a cruise. I think I'd hate it. And thanks for that, Kieran. Enjoy the model painting. Thanks to Prime, Shook, and North. I don't see any evidence of aliens anywhere. And it looks like the comments are saying there's nothing paranormal here. But there's so many threads on Reddit about it. Which, I mean, sounds about par for the course. Yeah. This seems like a bunch of baloney. Cool. Thanks for the membership. Dolphin. Hear about the 2 Arkansas men who were arrested for shooting each other with bulletproof vests for fun? Man, what happened to being a free country? We can't shoot each other in the bulletproof vests just to test our Kevlar with the boys anymore? Tragic. Thanks, Resub, Gurgle, and Juan. Oh, I appreciate it, Will, and I hope you're just kidding about that, man. Thanks, Resub, Sharky. We used to be a proper country. I remember the days when my grandpappy and his best buddy used to put on their bulletproof vests, go out in the backyard during Thanksgiving, and just take the 6-shooter out to test the durability. Made them stronger, damn it. That is horrible, Hannah. I did not hear about that story. And yeah, we talked about the judge yesterday that got leapt at. Thanks, Reese of Helix. It was a crazy jump. Thanks, a Prime Crypt. Who buys a bulletproof vest and doesn't test it? That's what I'm saying. You know, let me look into it. Maybe there's more to this story. Oh, it was in 2019. This isn't even new. Arkansas men arrested for shooting each other while wearing bulletproof vests. Allegedly shooting each other during a night of drinking while each man tried on a bulletproof vest. They were arrested on charges of felony aggravated assault. I like this story. Ferris said he was hired to protect an asset who paid him $200 to follow him into the woods at Hobbs State Park. He said he went out in the woods, met another man around 10 p.m. The man approached Ferris's asset when a gunfight broke out. Ferris said he was struck 6 times, but also managed to return fire before driving off with the asset. They're playing cops and robbers out there. Came up with a whole story for it. Thanks for the 10 gifted members, Sour. I appreciate that. Didn't you want to do that for a video with vests as well? I wanted to put on a bulletproof vest and shoot myself with it. Yeah. Because that's what the inventor of Kevlar does. He does a demonstration once a year, and this dude's like 60 years old. He gets like a revolver, he puts it to his Kevlar vest, and he shoots himself, and he's like, ooh! And then he flexes, and it's really cool. Glad you're enjoying it, Jonathan. Yeah, I think it's a great show. But also, it seems like this story had a happy ending, because when I googled it, the second article said charges were dropped in the shooting involving bullet-resistant vests. So, all's right. Thanks for 2 gift subs, Joe. And the resub buzzkill. Do you think the Stanley Cups from Target are a stupid trend? We're gonna get to that pretty soon. Just hold your horses. We got a lot to cover. It's a big day. Thanks for the 2 gift subs again, Joe. Thanks for resub E-Girl. Alright, let's start with this. So, Logan Paul put out this statement today. Basically saying, it's time, I'm finally doing that refund that I pledged like a year ago. It's go time, baby. Your prayers have been answered, Saint Logan is here. And since there's so many people who've been vocal about him being a scammer, me being one of them, a lot of people took this and immediately started attacking me going, Charlie, you feel bad yet? You called this guy a scammer, but look at what he's doing. He's the good guy. And it's like, brother, get off the stupid juice. He is literally paying people back for a scam he ran. He's not the good guy. He's doing the bare minimum. And it's kind of deep. So, I'll just read through most of this here before getting into the nitty-gritty, because there's a lot more than meets the eye. Also, the timing couldn't have been worse because just yesterday, that clip of me talking about how Logan Paul will never pay anyone back got posted on the second channel. So less than 24 hours later, he comes around, he's like, take this, Charlie. Here it is. But let me make this clear. Anyone who gets paid back through this, it is a good thing. But there are some strings attached. Let's go through it. Today, I'm incredibly happy to announce that I am delivering on my promise to buy back base egg and base animal CryptoZoo NFTs for their original purchase price. This buyback program is being carried out at eggNFTbuyback.com. Claims can be submitted through this site through February 8th. And then he explains about CryptoZoo and its original vision, which fucking floundered, and it was a huge, messy explosion of dog shit. Watch CoffeeZilla's series on it. It explains everything really well. Logan continues to fall back on, he's basically blameless. It was all everybody else. He's, the misunderstood hero of the story. It's all bad actors, and he's going to take a real stand against them. Now, in CoffeeZilla's video, Logan, if I remember correctly, didn't take money from it the same way that the other people did, but he's not blameless. He is far from it. But anyway, he goes into his hardline stance. I have filed a lawsuit in federal court in Texas to hold the bad actors accountable. It's a 25-page lawsuit. Public can be found here. It's not based just on the snippets of conversation taken out of context. This lawsuit is the result of an exhaustive investigation that included the review of the entirety of conversations tracking nefarious trading activity related to the project and nefarious trading activity taken behind our backs without our knowledge and with the intention of defrauding us all. As for the game itself, unfortunately, it will not be released. Shocker. I personally spent $400,000 to have it developed, and after its completion in early 2023 and some further diligence, unfortunately there are too many regulatory hurdles that would need to be cleared that I did not originally understand and would ultimately delay this buyback even further. E3, we were all so hyped for CryptoZoo to come out, and now it's not coming. Links to Tier 1 Threat, the Resub Wizard, Telephone, and True Sleepy. This buyback is a way for me to make whole those who intended to play CryptoZoo. The buyback is not intended to compensate those who gambled on the crypto market and lost. So when I first read that, this was a massive red flag, and it makes me believe a lot of people didn't even get this far, because that is so fucked up. He's basically victim blaming them, like, oh, hey, if you guys gambled on this, that's like your fault. Like, I can't control your stupid investment ideas. Just because I may have led you to believe it's a great idea doesn't mean it's like my fault. You're stupid, you gambled, and you lost, loser. That's a really bold thing to say, especially when, like, behind the scenes, this was very clearly designed to be an investment vehicle. It's important to remember that the Zoo token was created to support CryptoZoo game and its players. It was not intended as an investment vehicle as outlined in the white paper. Bunch of baloney. Actual fucking horseradish. But he is issuing refunds to a certain extent. That's a W. As long as the victims get their money back, that's really all that matters at the end of the day. Now, I didn't go here. I didn't look at it, but others did. So Attorney Tom, who is the one involved in the lawsuit that Logan Paul's actively engaged in, he represents a lot of the victims. He was excited by this until he got into the more fine print of what this means. So if you go through this buyback and you're one of the victims, you waive your right to go after him anymore. So he's covering his own ass through this. So it's not exactly, the cleanest no strings attached protocol. It's a little, it's got a little mud on the boots here. There's a little stink to this shit. And that's something CoffeeZilla also called out. He said, making a video on the Logan Paul situation, super happy some of the victims will get refunded a year later, but let's not pretend there isn't ulterior motives. Logan is being crushed in a lawsuit right now, referring to this one, I believe. As usual, he's trying to save his own skin. And then he highlights what I mentioned about waiving any actual or anticipated claims against Logan Paul. So you can get your refund, but you're not having your cake and eating it too. You can no longer come after him for getting scammed. And you're not... I highly recommend watching Attorney Tom's video. I'm not going to play it in its entirety or anything, but you're not getting all of your money back per se. And that's something Attorney Tom explains. You are getting some of your money back. Like, it is a refund to a certain extent, but it's not like this all-encompassing refund that I think a lot of people were expecting. Thanks for the resub, Zach. And the 5 gift subs, Cheeto. And the resub, Eggsy, Warby, and Solivant. In the Prime, Amy. Imagine trusting Logan Paul. Well, it's not even a matter of trust. Like, he pledged that he was going to be giving refunds, and he is, to his credit, giving money back. Just not the cleanest way of doing so, I would say. Thanks to Prime Scoob. There was definitely a better way of doing it. Definitely should have been sooner, as well. But at least, if the victims are happy, then that's what matters at the end of the day. Thanks to resub SMH. Resub Mary Jane. How many people even, played this? 0, because the game was a non-functional pile of trash. Thanks to resub Chaos Corner. Ooh, God, holy shit, thank you for the 50 gifted members. It's me. Good to see you again, me. I hope you're having a great start to your new year. Thank you for the wild generosity. And the Prime Michael. Okay, here, I'll let Attorney Tom explain what I meant by the second part of that. I think he talks about it here.
Vehicle. Zootoken, there was billions of dollars in trading volume in Zootoken.
No, not here.
No. He has to try and put strings attached.
Where was it? Hold on.
Regarding the Logan Paul CryptoZoo filing an amended complaint and base animal CryptoZoo NFT.
Here.
Paul is doing this now. But I'm going to mention one part of this statement, and I'm going to do this later. This buyback is for base eggs and base animal CryptoZoo NFTs. Only the NFTs. Only the base NFTs. Not the Zoo tokens or the hybrids. Now, why is this important? This is important because if you decide to do the buyback, there are terms and conditions in that buyback.
Oh, it's after this part. God damn it.
For to do this buyback, you're saying price of Ethereum NFT tokens or purchase of any CryptoZoo NFTs. So he's saying this is only a buyback for the NFTs at their mint price at a lower price of Ethereum today than it was when you bought it. But you're also waiving your rights to pursue Zoo token. And that is pretty ironic.
So basically, it's not exactly what you paid for that you're getting back. It's much different now. And it doesn't apply to the entire thing. It only applies to the Zoo tokens. So there is a refund there. It will be helpful to people that lost a lot of money trusting Logan Paul. But again, it's not perfect. Thanks to the Prime Kellic. There's a lot of fishiness to it, I suppose. Thanks to the Prime Blue. I'm not sure, trade. The Prime Audrey. Why did KSI say, what will haters say now? People are haters because they want their money back from a scam. Yeah, that was a really weird tweet. I was super shocked to see that too. It's not like... Oh, I didn't even realize this was a response to that, but it's not like people are just blindly hating on Logan. He scammed his audience in a huge way. And they're like, can we get our money back that you promised us, please? Like fucking groveling at his feet because so many people lost so much money. It's not just like blindly hating on him because they don't like his, signature move in the WWE or something. It's a very legitimate reason to not like Logan Paul. Thanks to Prime Blitz. So that was a very odd tweet from KSI for sure about this thing. You hear about the Cat Williams interview? He was basically calling out everyone in the industry. I did not hear about that. Was that today? You hear about the Oklahoma man who broke into a home and takes while blaring music. What does that mean? I don't even know what that sentence means. Thanks to Tier 1 Katsumi and the Resub Raspberry. And yeah, we're going to talk about the Tetris stuff in a minute as well. There's a lot of topics on the docket tonight. We're only just beginning. And yep, we talked about it, Tim. Thanks to Resub Zany. Sounds good, Lamard. Drive safe. Hear about the high-end sex ring in Boston, D.C. area that was exposed as a scheme by Russia, China, and South Korea to ensnare U.S. officials. No. News to me. How much went on today? Have you seen that you're in the Alex Jones game trailer? I have not. That's fucking wild. Wait, the game already came out though. Why would it be in the trailer? Oh, the Steam trailer. Oh, so not the original trailer. Okay, gotcha. Thanks, Resub Ethan. Well, now I gotta see it. Let me see the Steam trailer. Let's see. Oh, they lowered the price. Yeah, let's take a peek.
Donkey Kong and Super Mario Brothers. And now the ultimate retro.
This is the same trailer.
I present to
Oh, is it this one? The one that says rave reviews?
I think we can all agree that this new video game from Alex Jones looks fantastic.
God, this is so well made.
This is absolutely I've been online and bought it and played it. It's fun as hell.
That's crazy. This is awesome.
Holy shit.
I love it.
The game is amazing. You can purchase the game.
This reminds me of like Appliance Direct, the old infomercials that used to play in Florida.
Just in time for Christmas, it's the Alex Jones video game. I can't believe how
When do I come in?
and fun this looks.
I did not have sexual relations with that saxophone.
I'm definitely gonna play it. I'm gonna buy it.
Check the game out. It's epic. It's a conversation starter. It's definitely funny as hell.
Defeat big tech cucks.
Oh, am I the last one because I criticized that it's a...
No way.
Oh.
Oh, I destroyed him. I beat him.
Is that it?
Computers, libtard.
I criticized the price point and it's only a 30-minute game.
To Jeff Keighley's Game Awards?
I'm buying the game.
I see.
Game of the year?
That's fire. What a trailer. I was thinking about speedrunning it, but ultimately decided not to. For $20, I'm not gonna play through 20 minutes of a game. That's a pretty good trailer though. Now you have to. If there's a cool speedrun route developed for it, I will. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday, Robin, with the judge. Holy shit, that's crazy, Ryan. No, I didn't hear anything about that. I'll check it out, though. Thanks, Arisa Panda. Any update on the Epstein list? I think more documents came out today, but it's more like evidence from what we already knew. The names, like the new names, don't come out till the 22nd. Thanks, Resub Ash. Not a bad idea, Alfarius. In the prime, pleasey. Hope you have a good night, Gabe. There's new stuff like the testimonies. The testimonies are what's new, but the names aren't. So the people that are being talked about are already known, and the names like George Lucas and all of them, they are literally there as mentions of, did you ever see George Lucas? And then the answer from the victim, no. So it's not like George Lucas's name is associated with Epstein's Island or anything. And I keep seeing Twitter run wild with that because no one bothered to do even like the bare minimum of checking. Thanks to membership, Ion. Yeah, I'm excited for the Warhammer 40k stuff. It's not like those names were picked randomly, though. It was like legitimately big names, like Cameron Diaz and shit. It seemed like they were picked randomly. A bar in my town had a sex dungeon last year and were drugging people. Jesus Christ. When's the next Red Thread episode coming out? Either tomorrow or the next day, I can't recall. It's a cryptid. It's another cryptid episode. Yeah, we just talked about that, Diamond. What do you mean by that, champ? Hope you feel better soon, Dylan. Thanks to Prime Aiden. No, the refunds haven't been issued yet. It's just starting the process. At least I don't think they have. Not from what I've seen. Thanks to Resub A. Thanks to Prime Slumped. No, I'm not gonna do a dedicated Google Snake stream. I used to love playing Snake though, back when it was on phones. With old flip phones, that was like the only thing you could play. Yeah, I saw Night Swim tonight. We'll talk about it. I don't think there's a single human being on this planet that saw the trailer for Night Swim and said, that looks good. I think everyone knew it was going to be bad. So I got excited. It seemed like it could be fun bad. Aaron and I went and saw it tonight. It was fun bad to an extent. Thanks to Prime Van, Logan, and the membership Kenna. Oh, and I appreciate the big drop. Thank you, Nimrod. And yeah, we talked about it yesterday. We went over the Epstein stuff. Happy New Year. So if you don't know what Night Swim is, it's a haunted pool. Family moves into a house, their pool is haunted. They got a demon in the pool. And it's conceptually, I don't think you could come up with something more boring. That is such a lame idea for a horror movie. Just, ooh, spooky pool. I'd have to really struggle, like really try to think of a dumber concept for a horror film. Like, a single haunted light bulb. Like, over the staircase, one of the lights flickers because there's a demon. A lady fell down the stairs and died, and now she haunts the light because it was too dark to see, and now she can flick it on and off from time to time. That's basically the same fucking concept as this movie, in terms of how scary it is. It doesn't even really try. There's like 3 jump scares in the film, but they don't even bother setting up tension. They just make a loud noise 3 times and call it a day. It's so fucking boring. Does anyone care about spoilers? Thanks a membership, Daniel. The resub divot. I don't know how many of you are planning on going to see Night Swim tomorrow. Just gotta hop in the car right now, scoot in sideways to check this puppy out. Don't want to ruin it for you, but it looks like most of chat is saying no. So, right away, we knew this was going to be special. We saw it in Dolby, which is basically like seeing it in IMAX, but with comfier chairs. It almost felt sacrilegious to even put Night Swim in the Dolby Theater, the auditorium, because, man, it was something special. Aaron and I both love bad movies, so we both came to the conclusion that if we're going to see poop, we want it to stink. So we bought the extra, paid the extra price for Dolby to experience it. And I went in first, and I was like 15 minutes late, but usually that's fine because there's about 20 minutes of previews for most movies. This movie started instantly. They wanted to get you right into the action immediately. And Aaron was getting a drink because he thought he had time. And on his way in, he told me that a group of teenagers laughed at him on the way in to see Night Swim. And that really set the tone for the rest of the movie, honestly. It was embarrassing. It was shameful sitting there in Dolby watching Night Swim. So the story is, the dad was a former baseball star. Well, I don't even know if star is really the right word. He was a baseball player, major league player. He then came down with an illness, and the family relocates to this house that has this really nice pool. It's a really cool swimming pool, and they're super happy, and they get obsessed with the pool. But the pool's got a secret. It's got magic water, and the magic water is haunted by a fat guy. I'm not kidding. Like, that's the scare. The water has a fat, sloppy monster, and it's just a fat man that sometimes pop out, and he goes, thanks, membership, Cameron. And the reason he's there is because that pool was once a spring, a magic spring that can grant a wish, but it comes at the cost of needing a sacrifice. So you're led to believe that like seaweed monster guy is one of the people that was sacrificed, or basically he's kind of like the incarnation of the pool's evil. And so the dad is swimming in the pool and his illness is getting better, but his family starts seeing the fat guy. He's like in the drain one time, like the scene out of It, which you see in this trailer. Here, I'll pull up that still real quick. And he's like the weakest monster ever. Like, legitimately the weakest monster ever. This isn't even him. This is somebody else that came in for a single scene and never was saw again. Hold on. Wasn't it in the trailer where the kid sticks his hand in the drain? Because they borrowed that shot for shot out of It and did it significantly worse. And also, every single scare in the movie seems to be in the trailer. Yeah, this one. Thanks to resub Ace and Amelie. And no, I never saw that Player 11. That's news to me. Grudge fucked me up in the bathroom when I was a kid. Hey, I promise you, if you saw this as a kid, you wouldn't be afraid of pools or anything. This doesn't have the same power as The Grudge, and it's shameful that you even mentioned that here. It's so bad in everything it tries to do, and it doesn't even really try, to be fair. But yeah, it grants wishes, the dad starts feeling better, and he's kind of a douchebag. So his son wants to be a baseball star like him, and the dad wants his son to like bask in his glory, so he takes him to like baseball practice, and he's trying to teach his son to hit, and his son gets a hit and he's so proud. He's like, "That's a great hit, son, but don't worry, we'll work on it because it could be better." And then the dad's like, "Let me show you how it's done." So he steps up to bat at the practice with these 8-year-olds, and he's like going through it. He's like, "This is my moment. This is my fucking glory." And he fucking cranks a heater. And he hits a home run. And then he comes home and immediately starts relaxing in the pool again, which, again, summons the demon to his family. I guess he doesn't know that, but it doesn't matter. Because it's still so fucking silly how they wrote this guy. You're supposed to care about him, but he's just kind of an asshole. So one of the kids ends up getting his home run ball and asks him to sign it. And he's so proud, he signs the ball and he's like, "Hold on to that. It's going to be worth a lot of money one day." Because he believes the pool's going to get him back into baseball shape or whatever. I don't even know why I'm so fixated on this, because it's not important. Really, none of the story is. Pool just summons a couple of dead people occasionally and they go boo. It sucks. Movie fucking sucks. I don't even know how to really talk about it without just describing all of the worst scenes. It also has that standard horror cliche where it can possess people by getting into their mouth. So one scene, the dad gets the pool in him and then he gets possessed. So then he starts doing scary voice and like slapping his daughter. And then the daughter hits him with a baseball bat. And then it's just so dumb. I'm not gonna spoil the ending, I guess, but it's fucking terrible. Thanks for the membership, Josiah. It's so boring too. Like, I'm making it sound much more entertaining than it is, because most of the film is just spent with them just idly swimming in the pool, or his dad reliving the glory days of being a baseball player. Spoil the ending, bro? Okay. After she hits him with the okay, I have to set up the scene. The dad's getting better, he's getting magically healed because the pool is actively drowning his son. The dad's possessed, so the pool is inside of him, the pool demon. And he's slapping his daughter around, trying to buy time so his son can drown. His wife is in the pool swimming to save her son. And it turns out her dad was a Navy SEAL and taught her how to be a Navy SEAL super swimmer, so she's swimming to the depths of hell, because inside the pool it goes to an alternate ocean dimension, so she's swimming to like the bottom of the abyss. Meanwhile, there's all these spirits of people that were sacrificed in the past for other people's wishes that kind of like yell at her, but they don't do anything to stop her. So she gets her son, brings him to the surface, and he's been down there for like 10 minutes by this point, but brings him to the surface and gives him CPR and revives him. And the dad comes out there after slapping his daughter a couple times, and then the daughter hits him with a baseball bat, and it makes him puke up the goo, this pool goo. And then immediately he delivers one of the worst lines I've heard in horror movies in quite some time. This had Aaron and I cackling. After doing his horror movie voice where he's talking about how Elliot, the son, has to die and he gets hit by the baseball bat, then he just goes into like wimpy man mode and he starts whining and he goes, "Elliot, you okay?" Like, that's his last line pretty much too. And then he's like, "I know what I have to do. In order to save Elliot, I have to go back in the pool and die." So he just swims out into the pool and disappears. And then it rolls credits. It's so stupid. His line wasn't, "Elliot, are you okay?" He says, "Is Elliot okay?" But in like a really wimpy, whiny voice. You know, it almost sounds like he's blaming his wife for it. Like, what is going on here? What's happening? What are you doing to Elliot? I knew I couldn't trust him around you. But like really whiny. Just drain the fucking pool. You see, they thought of that though, because if they drain the pool has like a will of its own, so it doesn't stay drained. Basically, it would fill itself back up with the original spring water. The mom visits the previous owner who sacrificed her daughter so her son could feel better, and she explains that the pool's water needs to kill, and then it'll sleep. So the only way to make it sleep was by the dad swimming out there and dying. I think it's tier 1 bloop. Use concrete. Well, bah humbug to you too. You just can't appreciate good writing. Thanks for the membership, Anthony. Just sell the house. They can't leave because the pool won't let them leave. The pool gets into the dad's body, and then when they try and leave, he goes... He starts coughing and choking. So it would have killed him had they left. But it's fucking horrible. Yeah, the movie sucks. It's very bad. I made it sound far more enjoyable and action-packed than it is. Again, most of the film is just spent with them idly swimming in the pool and putting together the worst mystery ever. There's no reason why the pool doesn't just immediately drown Elliot in the first scene, by the way, because the dad goes in the pool instantly. The dad goes in the pool, his wish is to feel better so he can be back to being a baseball player, and then pretty much right after that, Elliot is the next one who goes in the pool completely alone. It could have easily just killed Elliot right then and there, but inexplicably it decides not to. It waits until the mother figures out that the pool is evil before making its move. There's no reason for it at all. It could have done it right away. Thanks for membership, Josiah. Oh, thanks for the huge drop, Matthew. Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you for the generosity. Need the Scooby-Doo gang on this case, yeah. Need the mystery machine to fucking scoot in here and save us. It was based on a short film that the director made before called Night Swim. Was it as bad as the full movie? Thanks to Tier 1 Squid. I appreciate it, Anthony. Well, thanks. Appreciate the generosity. I think Florida's a great place to live. It's nice, good weather. And I'm not sure yet, Binks. I'd have to think about it. Thanks to Prime Luke. If the dad dies in the end anyway, why does it matter if he dies if they leave the house? Well, because after he pukes up the pool goo gets inside of Elliot. So then he needs to kill himself to save Elliot. Thanks to membership, Cooper. And yes, I did see that, Cooper. Thanks to the membership, Kaze. And the membership, Lucas. Pancakes, I think. So the autograph wasn't that good then. No, the autograph won't be worth anything in Universe. Also, the scene after he signs that baseball, man, I'm getting into like the more useless scenes, but they're just so bad I can't help but talk about them. So he's not like outwardly disappointed that his son Elliot isn't as good at baseball as he is, but when he goes to practice to show off, the coach's son is really good. And he like fist bumps the coach's kid, and Elliot's clearly a little jealous, and then they throw a pool party at their house. And for some reason, the dad, Elliot, his dad, the main character, well, I guess he's not really the main character, but the baseball player, he starts talking to the coach's son as if it's his new son. Like, he basically adopts him. So he points at one of the other dads in the pool with a kid playing chicken, and he goes, hey, I don't remember his name, hey Junior, you think we could take them in a game of chicken? He calls him Steroid Shrek. He says, do you think we could take Steroid Shrek? And then he's like, yeah, we can take him. And it's like, why are you playing chicken with a kid that's not even yours? Elliot would love some father-son time, but instead, you're with the coach's son. So he straps the coach's son to his shoulder, they play chicken, and then he goes into the deep end of the pool, he starts drowning, and then the pool goo gets in his body, this is how it infiltrates him, and then he tries to kill the child by grabbing onto his legs during chicken and drowning him. It's so stupid, it's so fucking stupid. It's a horrible scene. And then, like, the coach's dad jumps in, he's like, what the fuck are you doing, Ray? Ray, what are you doing? Let go of my son. You're drowning him. Ray, stop it. I think the Tier 1, Tian, and the resub Weed, and Mom, and the membership Josiah. You didn't appreciate the movie? It's a metaphor, peasant. Yeah, it's a metaphor for don't swim, I guess. Oh, God, you just reminded me. In the very beginning of the movie, there's a pool guy who comes out because Ray cuts himself in the pool, and he's like, this is a weird one. So he calls out a pool guy to get the job done, and he's a real character. He's so quirky. He comes out, and he starts leaning on the diving board, and he goes, pools. It's weird, right? This one's got like a natural spring attached to it. Never seen one in person. Isn't it interesting how we evolved from water, Yet, there's something deep inside of us that makes us afraid to go back. Maybe that's why we're so obsessed with taming water. And that's his whole statement, then he leaves. Never to be seen again. It's like the worst line ever written to be profound. It's so dumb. So maybe the whole movie is a metaphor, perhaps. Oh, I did hear about that Hydro Elf. That sounded fire. And goddamn, Matthew. Thank you for another huge drop. I didn't know there was a solar eclipse in April. Yeah, maybe I'll do something cool for it. We'll see. And I never saw a camel on a zip line. That's fascinating. I still haven't seen the Iraq stuff yet. This is just the annual Blumhouse Super Stinker. I mean, it's January. I can't imagine a horror movie coming out the rest of the year that's worse than this. I don't think it's possible. Because, again, it doesn't really have anything scary about it. It's very, very lame. Like, super, super lame. I know it's fuck you, it's January, but even still, this one's pretty awful even by that standard. Who the hell made this movie and what was the budget? The budget was probably like $2 million, and who made it is actually James Wan was one of the producers. Thanks for the membership, Josiah. Let's see what the budget was. I'll look it up. But it'd probably be like $1 to $2 million. It must have been extremely cheap. Night Swim box office prediction. Will it flop or succeed? My money's on succeed because it's a low budget. Doesn't say what the budget is. It's definitely less than 15 million. They're just speculating. It's 100% less than that. I agree with that, Pro. There have been a lot of stinkers. And of course I've seen Rubber. Never seen Whiplash? Great movie. Yeah, we'll get to the City of Heroes stuff here in a moment as well. It's like the director went for a record in how many eyes they could roll. I don't think your eyes wouldn't even roll. You'd just be falling asleep. It's just bad. It's just not very good. There's fun bad moments, sure, but overall it's just kind of uninteresting. And thanks, Boinko. Probably won't play that though. Do you know Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius was nominated for an Oscar but lost to Shrek? Didn't know that. Great movie though. And not the new ones, Royal. Not yet. Is it more fun, bad, entertaining than Wish Upon? Maybe it might be. I don't know. That'd be close. Is there resub nuclear? And no, I'm not caught up on Tokyo Revengers yet. But yeah, that's the Night Swim review. Trash. But which everyone knew it was going to be. That's not shocking, but just very, very bad. Worse than I expected it to be, for sure. I have not been watching Reacher, but I see a lot of clips float around. Thanks to resub Hayden. What would I give Night Swim on the moist meter? Probably comfortably a 15%, I would say. I think 15% for Night Swim's fair. Thanks, Resub Bat Joe. I have not seen Stripperella. I don't know that conspiracy, Boinko. And yeah, just checked it out, Cheetah. Will Night Swim be worse than Steamboat Willie horror film? I don't know. That's going to be close. That's a good point. I forgot about that one coming out. That's going to be very tight. Thanks, a membership spear. Stanley Cup reselling is so crazy. The Stanley Cup trend is so crazy to me. I had no idea these things were so popular. So Matt's had one for a while, and he kept calling it his Stanley. I thought that was just some kind of like cute pet name he gave it or something for some reason. I had no idea this was like a massive brand. But it's more than that. It's like a whole phenomenon. And it's just a fucking cup. Like, it's not even like a special cup or anything. But like, I saw some of the reselling is like $200 or $300 earlier. It's wild. Like, it blows my mind. Like, I get a lot of the other collectors things that people go crazy for and wait outside like for 6 hours for. I get it, I guess. But not a cup. Like, just a solid colored cup it's a wild concept. It's $1,000 for the Valentine's one on StockX. I'm not even surprised anymore. But I was watching some of the videos. So, basically right now, the reason it's such a big thing is because Target just had their own limited edition Stanley. And there was also a Starbucks one. Or wait. Are they the same one? I thought they were two different ones. The release of the limited edition pink version of the viral 40-ounce Stanley Quencher drinking cup designed with Starbucks led to chaos at multiple Target locations. Oh. Well, whatever. This Target one has got people acting a fool here. Like, look at how long they stay in these, like, giant lines camping out. It's just fanatical consumerism over a goddamn cup. So right now there's a limit of 2 Stanleys per person. This lady documented the whole process. $4:40 a.m. outside at Target waiting for the Stanleys to be stocked in the morning.
I told her, I'm like, yeah, I know we're crazy. Don't judge us.
That's sweet. Thanks, Alexis.
Must have been a Home Depot bucket.
And I did not hear that, Livid.
You didn't know that you were coming? They're probably like, this fool's outside waiting. Wait, I'm not liking this.
I just can't imagine getting that excited seeing this. Peeking in like some kind of stalker, a peeping Tom or something, over some Stanley cups. So I don't really know why. I don't know what makes them so popular or why they caught on like wildfire so quickly. I'm guessing it's just one of those things that got big on TikTok, so then everyone wanted them as like a status symbol. That's my only guess. Kind of like what Supreme used to have. That had like a stranglehold on the nuts of culture for a while, waiting in line for Supreme items and all of that. And I guess that's become this? I don't really know. It's probably because of that car fire video. What does that mean? Did the Stanley survive like a car fire or something? Like, was that part of the viral marketing campaign? Watch us blow up this truck, but the Stanley will be fine. Yeah, no, it's exactly that. Oh. Okay, I mean, that's cool. Doesn't make me want to go out and get a Stanley. Having a cup that can survive a car fire, I guess, is nifty, but I wouldn't require it of my drinking apparatus, nor would I wait 6 hours for it. But I guess that's cool. I appreciate that, James. Thanks for the kind words. And yeah, talked about that. We talked about that, Walker.
But it doesn't look like that many. 30 to 40, like they said.
Thanks, Risa Baron.
Oh, it's pink. It's so cute.
It's almost the biggest moment of their lives. The Stanleys are gonna be released.
What?
Holy shit!
No, Ash almost said it to me. She got it. But you can't even hear them music. Go, go, go. Nope.
No trampling. This is actually pretty well mannered as far as stampedes for consumer products go. Pokemon usually has a couple dead bodies in the wake.
If you're getting one.
So if I can fish out one compliment for the intellectuals here at the Stanley opening, at least they didn't kill each other getting them. They politely walked in, got their 2 Stanleys paid, and got out. So that's good. No slit throats or no foul play. Thanks a membership, Starchild. I work at Dick's Sporting Goods and people have been going crazy over them for a year. It starts with teens, then spreads to FOMO adults that'll buy them. Oh, probably scalpers then. I guess that makes sense. Like, they're going for so much on the secondary market. I guess that's probably what it is for adults. Thanks for the membership, Joshua. We went over it all already, Shy Guy, in the documents. What you're seeing on Twitter, though, is probably false. If you're looking at the big viral one. Tough, Josh. Probably 2 Girls, 1 Cup was better than Nightfall. Or, Night Swim. Thanks for some quick draw in blue.
I just want a video. This is funny.
Oh, these poor cups over here getting no love. Should have been a Stanley loser. Rough. This brand's probably crying right now into their hands seeing this footage. Completely untouched.
They did it?
There was a fight and some... Oh, I didn't see this part. I guess there was a fight. Never mind. The Stanley consumer base is no different than the rest of us. Like how people used to fight over Pokemon cards in Target. Oh god. And the authorities had to show up to enforce order. Perhaps pandemonium did break out. Thanks a membership, Shroom and Dizzy. Toto's my favorite JJK character. Story goes, a car caught on fire and the cup survived, so they bought the person a new car. That's actually a really sweet move from the Stanley Company then. Look at the video of them running in Target. Is it in this article? I didn't go through all of these. People going crazy for the new Starbucks Stanley. This Target, I guess, passed out tickets for it. Like it was Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. That's kind of cool. Oh god, I hate that fucking song. So that guy jumped the counter for some Stanleys and got the fuck out. Knocked over a trash can. Alright, so it's no different than the rest of these, like, line up, go crazy, get the items, get out type of events. I thought Stanley was a little more well-behaved based on the first video. I'm sorry to hear that, Udon. I hope you have a speedy recovery from it. Hopefully it doesn't last long. The only at-the-door release I've ever been to was for Halo 2. Mine was Gears of War 2. And that was the most polite shit ever, but also extremely boring. Was he, Cam? I didn't see him on the list. Maybe he was. We see all the Twitter ads, just straight up chocolate starfish. You talking about like all the Sophie Rain stuff? Yeah. And yeah, we talked about the Hershey lawsuit. Champ, I don't know what you're asking, man. I can't do that. I don't run YouTube. I can't fix that. I don't even know what you're referring to. I don't know what's wrong. Why don't you tweet at them? I also don't know why you keep donating to ask for tech support. This is a resub hoodie. Thanks to resub Chicago. Because I'm not a Twitter user. Then make a Twitter account and tweet at them. Just make it for that purpose if you want to get it fixed. I can't fix it. I don't even know what's wrong. I don't even know what you're going through. And yeah, I heard about it, Magic. It was horrible. And the resub accident. Appreciate that, Stock. Yeah, I just heard about that. Alucard chat told me. Even still, though, just because it survives a fire doesn't mean that it needs to become like a craze that everyone needs a Stanley Cup. Good for their marketing team, though. They got so much bang for their buck out of that. They really capitalized on it. Jesus, projected to top 750 million for 2023. Goodness gracious. Thanks for the 2 gift subs, Wizard. They do work, though. Yeah, so does like every other cup. This fucking works. I can use this. That IKEA cup that everyone in the world has, that's gotten me through the last, 15 years of drinking. Supposed to keep your stuff cold? Oh, it's an insulated cup? Is that its big selling point? Is it like the best insulated cup ever or something? Thanks, Risa Wolf. Only the tech test for it, Saffron. It's basically just a Yeti. I mean, I guess. I don't use an insulated cup, so I guess I can't speak on what's better. I'm only just now learning that Stanley is a brand and not just what Matt called his cup. So I clearly don't know anything about it and how good it actually is. Yeah, I still do, AJ. And yeah, we talked about the Florida guy that molested a manatee statue. I think the Zelda movie could be fun. I don't think it'll be amazing, but it'll probably at least be fun. You really don't have to, champ. I'm just reading the normal chat, man. And I don't know what you mean by your channel's getting shadow banned. How would you even know that? I don't think there's any way of being able to identify that. Thanks, Resub Dark Horse. But again, if there's a problem, that's something you need to like take up with them. I don't know how I'm supposed to fix that. The only access I have is to the Twitter as well. Like, that's all they have. There's the membership boofing. A Moist Global Tumbler Cup win? Oh, should directly compete with Stanley. Oh, that'd be so smart. Just get like a cheap beater car, set that shit on fire with a Moist Global Stanley bootleg in there. Try and make magic happen twice. Or we can ramp it up. We'll take it to a monster jam or something and have that shit, like, destroyed by a monster truck, but our Stanley is still fine. Actually, no, that'd be stupid if we did a monster jam. We need it to hit with, like, the young teen girl audience, I think. I don't know how many of them are into monster trucks. So maybe the Carfire would be best, actually, since that's the one that worked for Stanley. We can try and just emulate. Thanks to the 5 gifted members again, Simper. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good day. And no, nothing new on it, Barbaric. Not that I've seen. Hydro Flask was in for a bit, but Stanley took advantage and started doing SE and collabs. That's the way to do it. So they I remember Hydro Flask. I remember that was huge, actually. What is it with, like, water cups that pop so hard? Yeah, that's a great point. I remember Hydro Flask was everywhere. That's like the item I would least expect to be a super popular thing, because that's just such a normal item. Like, I don't view it as like a luxury status symbol. It's just like a cup for a beverage. I would never think that that would be what would catch on in culture. It's the same marketing like Liquid Death, I think. Yeah, I guess to a certain extent, yeah. I guess man, maybe beverages is just kind of the, like, anything beverage adjacent is just the shit. Stanley should start doing some like anime collabs or something. Break into a whole new market. I don't even know how I do that, champ, because I don't have your information to do any of that, which is why I said to stop donating. Crazy how much other stuff they make too. I always point to customers that they make automated doors. They hit the jackpot with the cups. Stanley makes your automated doors? How big is this company? Is it resub burgers? Stanley collaboration with Gamer Subs. You get a titty milk at Stanley. That would probably go hard. That'd be cool, Alexis. Maybe at some point. And yeah, we'll talk about the City of Heroes stuff in just a minute. I'm very excited by that. Ever seen the anime Panty and Stocking? I've heard of it, I haven't seen it though. At least I don't think I have. But I do know the name. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, goodness. I'm wishing you the best. Thanks, a membership storm. Hope you find another job soon. I'm not sure, Morgan. It's been a while since I revisited it. Can't say I saw that, Jin. Thanks for the membership, Crisis. How'd you like in skill check? Yeah, having a lot of fun making it. Is that like an AMV, Alisati? And hi, Hista. You gonna watch the new anime Solo Leveling coming out on Saturday? Yes, I will be. I will be. Alright, let's talk about Tetris. So I'm sure all of you saw this yesterday, but big news, or was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I think it was yesterday. Big news though, a 13-year-old became the first human being to actually beat Tetris. So fundamentally what that means is the game stopped working. He had a score so high that the CPU just couldn't process it anymore, and it stopped working. Which is crazy. It's a wild accomplishment. Like, it's super cool. So here's the clip. Kind of the way people beat Pac-Man. To a certain extent, I guess. Thanks to Prime Cosmic. There's a great YouTube video on it already. But the kid's super excited, and he has every right to be. It's a wonderful achievement. Very wholesome, very cool. Everyone was pumping their fists for the kid. Except for Ebenezer Scrooge over here. This absolute witch. This lady took it as an opportunity to belittle it and insult him. So here's a segment from Sky News, which is already a joke of an organization. And I guess this host was having a bit of a rough day. Needed to shit on some people's fun.
Now, Tetris has long been touted.
Okay, that's not loading very well. Hold on. There we go.
Now, Tetris has long been touted as a video game that just can't be beaten because it just goes on and on.
Is the resub atrocious?
Well, 13-year-old American Willis Gibson has technically proven that wrong. He beat the original Nintendo version of the game by reaching such a high level that the coding froze. That left the program unable to generate any more falling blocks.
Now, ordinarily, as a news anchor,
say, step away from the screen, go outside, get some fresh air. Beating Tetris is not a life goal. Speaking of fresh air, let's get a look at the weather.
Good one. So as a news anchor, you would think that your wholesome news segment, which this was, it was supposed to be uplifting news, you probably wouldn't want to sully it by shitting on the person, the subject here. But she just couldn't help herself. There's no way that was in the script. And she's so fucking proud of herself, too, for insulting a 13-year-old. Oh, whoops, misclick.
Step away from the screen, go outside, get some fresh air. Beating Tetris is not a life goal.
I don't understand. It is a very impressive achievement. And it's not like we're in the early 90s anymore. You can make a whole career out of an achievement like that. That kid could go on to do a lot of cool things as that being his, lightning rod moment. That is something to be proud of and could legitimately turn into a more prosperous career than this soulless husk of a woman sitting here on Sky News. With this hollow smile. Probably in a loveless marriage. I'll get parasocial. He literally did nothing besides just enjoy himself, pull off something really fucking cool, and she's just going with the classic, oh, go outside nerd shit. It's so ridiculous. And, legitimately out of nowhere for an uplifting news segment. Thanks to the Prime Cadent. Thanks to the membership. Nuts. Oh, I didn't even know it was the same company, Barlow. I assumed it was something totally separate, but yeah, that makes sense. There's a Prime Cyanide. What do you think about newer games / updates in general? Do you think devs and big companies are more concerned about what content creators can get out of the game rather than making it enjoyable and fun for people? I don't know where that conspiracy is coming from. I don't think they're catering their game updates to content creators. I think they're just trying to choose the biggest, broadest market, which is why so many of the games and updates cast such a wide net of generic shit. If it was catered to content creators, they'd probably have more wacky, stupid shit in it. Yeah, I saw that headline about the toilet exploding at Dunkin'. Thanks for another 5 gifted members, Simper. Appreciate the generosity. Thanks to resub Landon and Toby. New Sub-Zero. And the Prime Jacob. That sounds pretty wild, Indro. I'll do another giveaway in like 2 weeks, maybe then. A cool commission for a 3D model Gmod. I think it's a tier 1 Canuck. This kid should try Donkey Kong next, take the title from Billy Mitchell. Billy Mitchell would go to his house and break his kneecaps himself, personally. And then pour his hot sauce brand in his eyeballs or something, try and blind him. For his own safety, Willis should stay away from Donkey Kong. Oh, I didn't see that at all then, Al-Sadi. Do you think humans will ever colonize Mars? Yeah, at some point. If we make it another 100 years, I'd say. I'm gonna sue a 13-year-old for being better than him. A crazy plot twist would be if Billy Mitchell sued Willis, assuming Willis takes the title, of cheating. That'd be almost poetic. Thanks for membership. Tavasoli. Thanks, Bug. Is it talent or skill? What, beating Tetris? Talent and skill are kind of synonymous. What do you mean? So, both. You can use them both interchangeably. Lud just uploaded a video about it. About what? What did he just upload? Is your wrist alright? It's just my tattoo's so fucking itchy, but I can't itch it, so I just shake it around to confuse my body into thinking that I've itched it. And probably Dragon's Dogma first, Sour. Thanks for resub dazzling. About the Sky News lady. Oh, did he? Oh, was it a mogul mail? Oh, yeah. 1 minute ago. That's wild. Thanks to tier 1 Lazarus. See about the man who was treated at a hospital after injecting himself with his own splooge. Why would that be a problem? Can you not do that? Did he put it in a bad spot? What, did he inject it into his heart or something? Like crank? Let me see. Man hospitalized after injecting semen into his own arm and to cure his severe sudden onset back pain. I don't know why cum in his arm would fix his back pain. An Irish man's plan to treat... Is this a picture of what it looked like after it? What happened? How did that happen? 3 doses of his own semen. That man was really getting to work. That's some pretty impressive business. Irish man's plan to treat his chronic back pain by injecting his own semen directly into his arm has ended with him being hospitalized with large abscesses. A case study published in the Irish Medical Journal says the man sought medical attention after complaining of severe sudden onset lower back pain after lifting a heavy steel object 3 days prior, but later revealed his back pain had been much more long-standing. During a physical exam, doctors also noticed his arm was red and swollen. At this point, the man revealed his homespun back remedy, injecting semen into his own arm once a month for 18 months using a hypodermic needle he bought online. On this occasion, he revealed to the doctor he had injected 3 doses at once into both his blood and his muscle. X-rays of the affected area reveal subcutaneous emphysema, when gas or air is trapped under the skin, and the man was immediately commenced on intravenous antimicrobial treatment. So is this what cum looks like when it's injected into muscle tissue? Cool. Where did he even come up with the idea that this would help his back pain? But when his back pain eased, he discharged himself from the hospital without draining the area. Maybe he just really liked it. Huh. Although there is a report of the effects of subcutaneous semen injection in rats and rabbits, there were no cases of intravenous semen injection in humans found across the literature. Why are we injecting cum into rats and rabbits? What are we hoping to learn? A search of more eclectic internet sites and forums found no other documentation of semen injection for back pain treatments or other uses. Where did he come up with this idea? Making a homunculus. Yeah, maybe he's trying to turn himself into a homunculus. Stem cells. Oh, interesting idea. Wait, that's such a cute idea, actually. Alright, I'm gonna come into this jar, and I'll inject it into my arm for the stem cells. That should fix the lower back pain. Thanks to the resub, Gur. And thanks, Andy. Yeah, we were just talking about the Stanley Cup stuff. I liked the finals from the tech test, I just haven't played the full thing yet. Nah, not on stream, Alisadi. Thanks to the resub, Rex. Did the guy die? No. I mean, he might have died later, but he didn't die from the 3 doses of cum. Thanks to the resubs, guy. Have we heard from him since? This was in 2019. He hasn't made another appearance. Who knows, Red? You're gonna look at the Square Enix New Year's letter that talks about NFTs and AI? No, I didn't know about that. But that sounds like Square Enix. They are really all aboard the NFT shit. And I'm not surprised about AI. Want a quick text message? Okay. What's up with that Hillary Clinton tweet? What Hillary Clinton tweet? First I've heard of that, Penguin. That is deplorable. I know all about Killdozer. Well, I'm sorry, Vulcan. What was it? You could just type it. It's a tier 1 Lofway. Probably not Ethan. And no, I don't think I'll play Persona 3. But who knows? And probably no updates to it, Andre. Glad you're enjoying it, Cody. Yeah, we can talk about a little City of Heroes now. This was great news. So, as most of you know, there have been City of Heroes, like, fan servers for quite a while. So, unofficial private servers for City of Heroes. City of Heroes is my favorite game ever made. I've said that for years now. I think it is a timeless MMO. I've actively, for the last couple years, well, like 5 years, we're playing on multiple City of Heroes private servers. The main one that I was on was Homecoming for a while, which is what this is about. But then I eventually switched to one called Cake, and I think that got rebranded to City Heroes Rebirth, but I can't recall. Anyway, today it came out that NCSoft has officially given the blessing to Homecoming, the private server, to exist. So they have like the official license, the green light, to exist, which is huge. Absolutely huge. Thanks, Resub Shale in the Prime Herd. So now anyone can go out there, get City of Heroes Homecoming, start your adventure with the best MMO ever made, and not have to worry about it not existing again. God, it's so fucking good. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to re-download Homecoming. I'll just switch back. I even saved a ton of videos from City of Heroes onto my computer, so that way I'd always have it. Thanks, membership tray. I still think even 10 years, or 12 years now, holy shit, post-close of City of Heroes, it is incredibly strong to this day. It has aged so well. Thanks, Resubcorn. It just has everything. It's so fucking good. And now maybe they can add some super meaningful updates to it. Maybe they have, and I just haven't kept up in like the last year or so. I haven't played in a while. But maybe they've got some crazy stuff cooking up. Some new custom content. That'd be great. Would it be a good time to get into it? I mean, yeah, now that's an official license. Now's the best time. I'm not sure how active Homecoming is these days, but you can play it solo and still have an incredible time. In fact, I mainly played it solo. I used to run so many different builds and go crazy farming for them so that way I could make them extremely powerful and could solo most content in the game. Except, of course, for like Task Force, which is the big content in the game, the one that you need whole parties for, basically the raids. Is DC Online comparable to this game? It's a significantly worse version of this game. And yeah, I got a new tattoo, it's this one. And no, I haven't heard of that trade. Thanks to Prime Study. So what's the closest game like it if it's not that one? Champions Online was a pseudo-spiritual successor to City of Heroes, but it was bad. I hated Champions Online. There is still to date no game that quite plays like City of Heroes. It's one of the very few totally unique MMOs. There's really nothing that scratches the itch with how City of Heroes functions. No worries at all, Amelia. Is it completely free? Well, yeah, the game shut down in 2012, but even then it was free. The main reason most of you probably haven't heard of nor have played City Heroes is because it came out right when World of Warcraft dropped. So all of the juice that City of Heroes had was immediately vaporized by World of Warcraft. So then it just became a niche game for its entire lifespan till 2012. But yeah, it's free. The private server is obviously free. The Epstein list has been out for a long time. If you're talking about the unsealed documents, they dropped yesterday, and a couple more dropped today. But on the 22nd, 3 other names are getting added, apparently. And yeah, I definitely need to start doing cold compress on the tattoo. This one's the itchiest I've ever had. You're not a real fan unless you played the City of Heroes TCG. I didn't play the TCG, but I read the comics. Thanks for membership, Zev. I have no idea, Prod. Just gotta keep grinding and hope that you get lucky. If your shit's that fire, hopefully it'll catch on. Thanks to resub Slick. We'll do more grind. Thanks to Tier 1 Draugr. Hope you're well. Nah, I'm not gonna stream Persona 3 Reload. Do you think all of the Epstein names will ever be dropped? At some point, I'm sure they all will. Just rewind the stream, Lamard. I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. YouTube, you can rewind it. I don't want to just repeat it. We've covered a lot. We've been going through a lot. Did you see the Rich Campbell lawsuit? I saw the headline. I didn't look into it. It's like a $3.6 million lawsuit against his accuser. That came out of fucking nowhere. That was crazy to see. I haven't read through it or anything yet, though. And God, you've been so generous, Simper. Thank you so much for that again. And thanks to the membership freeze. I have not played Blasphemous. Yeah, I saw the Dunkin' Donuts toilet explosion headline. There's no, like, video or anything crazy of it. No, the City of Heroes private server, Homecoming, has an official license, a blessing from NCSoft, which is huge. Thanks to membership, Guwap and Edgar. Favorite sea creature? Manatee. He's a tier 1 Sable. According to the Ludwig video, the kid dedicated his Tetris run to his dead father. Wait, really? I didn't see that in any of the articles. Though I haven't read the AP one. Maybe it's here? Oh, look, this is cute. The makers of Tetris agree. Congratulations to Blue Scuddy for achieving this extraordinary accomplishment, a feat that defies all preconceived limits of this legendary game. Tetris CEO Maya Rogers said in a statement. Rogers noted that Tetris will celebrate its 40th anniversary this year and called Willis' victory a monumental achievement. That's so fucking cute. That's so sweet. So much better than this asshole. Where is she? Oh, this is the other article. I thought this was the Sky News lady. So much better than that asshole lady. Yeah, I don't see anything about it being dedicated to his father. But I trust Ludwig's reporting on it. If that's true, that makes it even more special. It's a great accomplishment. I don't know why she decided to like spit on it. I haven't seen any of that, Maxie. I've only seen the news anchor saying that. For sure, SN. After we establish a Mars base, we should EMP Earth and get it back to its glory days. Maybe drop a couple dinos, make it arc. That's a wild strategy. I don't know what we gain from that. That'd be cool, McFlynn. I'd be down. Happy birthday, Nick. Hope you have a good birthday. Have you seen the Stephen Hawking was on Epstein Island? If you're talking about the photos, yeah, that was crazy. If you're talking about that fake shit that's floating around Twitter about him, God, I don't even remember now. It was like a bunch of shit though, like chalkboards that were too high and all that shit. None of that was real. But Twitter ran wild with it. And you're probably right, Cameron. Oh, I know about this, the forklift chase, of course. The orgy accusation was real, though. We went over the emails and everything yesterday. In the emails, it's so poorly written that it's easy to get confused, but I think it's talking about that being a false allegation they wanted to dismiss against Stephen Hawking. They also misspelled his name, too. And misspelled associated orgy or whatever. Or participated in an orgy. Happy birthday, Finch. True, Glacy. That was quick. And yeah, I know about the Iowa stuff today. Terrible. See, extra Emily get accused of cooking crack in a parking lot. Nice. Yeah, we talked about the judge that got jumped on yesterday. Of course I saw that. That was huge. That was everywhere. Is it resub Millie time? What's your favorite type of car? I am just not a car guy. I do not have a favorite type of car. Have you heard of the year 2038 problem for 32-bit computers? No. What? That seems so particular. Why that year? Hope you had a good nap, Gabe. Is that like the modern Y2K? That's what it sounds like. You seen Blight Survival at all? Yeah, that was at one of Jeff Keighley's awards this year. Thanks for your sub, Gogsy. I remember that name. And I did not see that, Vivian. That sounds terrifying. I'm not sure, Ken. Probably not, though. Because it's a pretty special box. What are your plans to dress nicer in 2024? I've been upgrading my whole wardrobe slowly but surely. When I'm at home, I'm still just probably going to rock white tee, basketball shorts, but now, like, going and doing things, I'll actually wear better clothes, I think. So I've been gradually trying to work on different styles. It's basically Y2K sequel. It's the same idea where once the year hits 2038, all computer systems will revert back to 1901. I mean, it worked so well for the first Y2K. Thanks for your sub care. You hear about the recent police investigation about a virtual sexual assault. I saw the headline, but I didn't look at it. Thanks to Tier 1 Jesus. And I have not seen it, Eden. Thanks to the gift sub cheese. I'll look it up, though. Let's see. Police investigating first case of girls' virtual gang rape in the metaverse. What a headline. What? British police are investigating the alleged gang rape of a girl's avatar in a virtual reality game in what is believed to be the first probe of its kind involving the metaverse. The alleged victim, identified as a girl under 16, was wearing a virtual reality headset in an immersive game when her avatar, an animated representation of her, was raped by those of several men. Although the accuser didn't sustain any physical injuries, she may have suffered trauma similar to someone who'd been raped in real life, police sources told the outlet. There's an emotional and psychological impact on the victim that is longer term than any physical injuries. What the fuck is...
I'm the Metaverse Home Secretary.
We're talking about a child here, and a child has gone through a sexual trauma, and it will
like virtual chat, maybe. Oh goddamn! I appreciate the huge 25 gift subs, nice guy. Thank you for the generosity. And then the 5 members again, Simper. Metaverse Plus is what they call it. Huh? So what exactly happened? I'm assuming whatever VR game she was playing doesn't have any, like, sexual features to it, right? So how would the rape have taken place? I guess I just don't know enough about VR games. Did they just, like, come up and start, like, simulating it with, like, emotes or something? What? I'm so confused on how that happens in the game. Like teabagging? Can you even teabag in VR? There have been several reports of virtual sex crimes in Horizon Worlds. Rough year for Metaverse. A senior police investigator told the Mail that the Metaverse has become rife with online sex crimes and other type of offenses, including virtual theft. Well, virtual theft, basically like NFT kind of shit from what I understand. But how do the sex crimes work in the Metaverse? I don't really get how that happens. I'll have to check that out, Hollow Point. I haven't heard of that scam before. And yeah, I do the screaming for most of them, GMT, unless there's a feature. Yeah, they do Arrowverse. I don't know how much they do, though. Are there systems in place to block people and to make it so no one can get within 6 feet of you? Like a force field? Oh, that would be a wild feature. That's not what I heard, Flea. But maybe, I can check. This isn't exclusive to the metaverse, by the way. In 2018, there was another gang rape that occurred in Roblox. What does that mean, though? Like, so people running up and pressing the emotes and, like, spamming heinous texts? I don't I'm so confused on, like, what that actually means in these games. The victim's words exactly. Surrounded by 3 to 4 male-sounding and male-representing avatars who started sexually harassing me in a verbal sense and then sexually assaulting my avatar. So this is a child, so a bunch of grown men shouting sexual shit at her. I mean, that's fucking awful. Like, that kind of shit is always so awful. Like, just cringe. And I don't know what sexually assaulting the avatar means, though. But yeah, that's weird. But I don't know if it's necessarily gang rape. Like, I don't think that's a feature in the game. It's like, I guess spamming emotes? But the spamming sexual shit at a child? Yeah, that's bad stuff. The metaverse has no legs. Oh, that's right, they still don't have legs in the metaverse. Assault qualifies as causing fear, not only the act of hurting someone. And I would understand that. But they're calling it a gang rape. If they were just calling it assault, then I'd get that, because, I mean, it is, like, verbal sexual assault, I guess, by definition, because, I mean, she'd definitely be scared of it. She's a kid. Like, I get that. They come up, start spamming shit. You try and run away in the game or then log out or something, you're like, damn, that was fucking terrifying. I get it. But a gang rape? Thanks to the 5 gifted members again, Simper. You've been so fucking generous, man. Grambling State's women's basketball team just won a game 159-18. The highlights are sad. That's just fucked up. Why run it up like that? And I did hear about that rumor, Paru. I don't know if they're actually going to remaster it, though. Why are so many people talking about North Korea? What just happened? North Korea doing something? I don't see anything here. Oh, South Korea orders evacuation on island near North Korean border. Uh-oh. Oh, God, thank you for the huge drop again, Hollow Point. Yeah, post it. I'll take a peek. That sounds like a crazy scam. There were 200 missiles shot. This just happened. That was 40 minutes ago. I don't see anything about the missiles, though. Just the evacuation. Yeah, it's mainly just talking about them evacuating here. I don't see anything about 200 missiles being fired right now. It was artillery, not missiles. Even so, I also don't see that here in any of the news headlines. This must be like happening right now, and they just haven't updated any of these sites. No damage was reported in South Korea. Well, that's good. You see Jack Doherty got punched by an old man again? He got punched like a week ago. Did he get punched again today? Maybe that'll be his new shtick to keep his name out there. He just lets himself get wailed on by everyone he harasses. I'd support that. That'd be kind of fire. If he wants to get into that branch of content, just be a punching bag. Let people beat his ass. Thanks, the resub Peach. Ooh. Do you think it would be a huge loss for society if physical books or comics stopped being released? Yes, obviously. I used to be a huge proponent of digital media replacing, like, analog, like physical, but over the years I've really changed my tune. What really helped solidify that is the fact that some shit you just can't play or have anymore because it only existed digitally, whereas if they were still physical you could have it. Like, you don't actually own anything anymore. So, like, let's take for example SpongeBob on streaming services completely censored 2 episodes. Like, they took them off, one of them being the Panty Raid, which is like my personal favorite episode. So if I only went by streaming for SpongeBob, I wouldn't have access to it. I'd have to either pirate it or have the physical. And eventually, if everything's digital, maybe they won't be a pirated re-upload or something. So I've become a huge proponent of physical. I hate the direction it's going with that. Do it on Twitter, HoloPoint. I think that'll be most effective. And I did not see that plague. Why was that episode censored? The Panty Raid one? I think it was because they deemed it inappropriate because of the Panty Raid itself. I don't fully remember now, but that was years ago. And of course I listened to Jay Schlatt's My Way cover. I've got to take a big shit though. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I'm back. Thanks for membership. Thanks for the membership, Demetria. Think we'll ever get pole dancing lesson content? I made a pole dancing video a couple years ago, actually. But I haven't done any pole dancing since. So I'm going to have to do more. There's a Prime. Tio and the resub fisticuffs. Hear about Best Buy done... Did you hear Best Buy are done selling DVD and Blu-ray discs? Yep. You hear Stephen A. Smith calling Zion Williamson fat on air? No, but that sounds like a Stephen A. Smith moment. There's a resub cookie. Yeah, I appreciate it, Hollow Point. I'll definitely take a peek. Thanks for that. Do you watch any more One Piece? If so, are you liking it? Yeah, I'm on Fishman Island. I just haven't watched in like 3 months now because Fishman Island... Well, it's been like 2 months. Fishman Island is terrible. It's the worst arc so far in the show. So I've been struggling to get through it. I don't believe that frog. Did you watch Saltburn? No, what is all the hype around Saltburn though? It looks interesting, I guess. But I saw so much like raving about it being like so disturbing, like don't watch this with anyone you care about because they're gonna look at you weird type shit. And from the trailer it just looked underwhelming compared to that hype. But I don't know anything about it, so thanks for resub Coley. You hear that Gaston Glock, the creator of the Glock, died? Yeah, he died like 5 days ago. We poured one out for him. Thanks for membership, Aaliyah. Resub Fish. There's a city in California called Lodi, and the former city councilman Shakir Khan has been charged with 71 felonies. He has 77 charges in total, and is only going to be in county jail for maybe a year at most. What? What are they for? They're like drug charges or something? Former Lodi City Council member Shakir Khan pleads no contest to election fraud and illegal gambling. 77 charges. Huh. That's quite a bit. There's a guy who recently got 180 days in jail for multiple rapes on young girls in Connecticut. Do you want to hear another fucked up one? I don't know who you're talking about there. Ghislaine Maxwell of Jeffrey Epstein fame only has 20 years. 20 years for her role in all of that. And we talked about that at the beginning of the stream, GD. And happy anniversary, Ian and Kate. That's it. Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure it's 20 years. Let me double check. Yep, 20 years. She was sentenced Tuesday to 20 years in prison for helping convicted sex offender and financier Jeffrey Epstein sexually abuse teenage girls. Isn't that fucking wild? I couldn't believe it. I totally forgot that it was a 20-year sentence. I just assumed it was life. Oh, and I love Polyphia. I think they're great. Thank you so much for the generosity again, Simplify. And yeah, absolutely. I'm not familiar with that foundation, but I can definitely check into them. That's super sweet. That's like 3 matches in Tekken 7. Okay. You heard about the guy who jumped at the court judge? Yep, we went over it yesterday. She probably snitched for a lesser sentence. There shouldn't be a lesser sentence offer. Like, what she has participated in is unspeakable. And she's getting 20... There are people with minor drug offenses that get that kind of sentence. It's crazy. Even if she snitched for a lesser sentence, who did she snitch on because no one else has been punished? Wow. Banger point. Yeah, great point. You hear about the Gypsy Rose release, of course. I also saw her statement the other day where I guess her husband was getting shit on by people, so she wrote a comment to defend him and then closed it by saying the D is fire, which was a a big surprise to see. That came out of nowhere. I never understand these sentences. There was a comedian named Adonis Lasada who got arrested in Florida for having 18 images of CP and was sentenced to 153 years. Yeah, I don't know. The sentences are all over the place. I don't get it either. Fucking Jared Fogel's getting out of jail pretty soon. And he had terabytes of CP, some of which he produced. So the sentences truly just don't make sense. They're not consistent, like, at all. Yeah, Subway Jared. Of course I still watch Ordinary Sausage. And no, I didn't see the Cat Williams interview, so I don't know anything about it. I made a whole video about the leader of Lost Prophets, Ian Watkins, the most evil musician in history. Yeah, I know all about Ian Watkins. He also got stabbed pretty recently, but he survived. I'm gonna watch the new Flash Gets Warhammer-esque series. Are they making a Warhammer series? Well, I guess not official Warhammer series. That sounds cool, though. I still am trying to get into Warhammer. It's just such a big undertaking. I know where to start. It's just daunting to actually start. What's one thing you're very nerdy about? There's like a million things, man. I guess like the nerdiest thing is probably Yu-Gi-Oh! I would say. Either that or probably Skill Check, our Dungeons and Dragons show. Either one of those I'd say is probably the thing I'm nerdiest about. I'm sorry, Roberts, I didn't see it. You don't have to, you can just type in the chat. That's where I see most of the stuff. And I'm sure at some point, DeMonte. You see the Lego minifigure of you. Well, it's not an official one, but I think I know what you're talking about. It was super cute, actually. There's the Prime Shells. I have a couple times, Sourest. And I'm sorry to hear that about your mother. That's awful. Thanks for the membership, Rachel. Thanks for the membership, Traffic Cone. It's awesome to hear about the D&D. Oh, I love it, man. D&D's been so much fun. I've been really enjoying it. Our first arc, Spaceport's coming to an end pretty soon. We're reaching the climax, thanks to the Prime Vape. No sex toys at the warehouse. Only like Moby Huges now. Everything else is kaput. Thanks to Risa Bill Nye. Thanks to Tier 1 Cookie Pie. You gonna watch Dragon Ball Daima? Yeah, but I'm not very excited for it. I just don't understand the point. Why make them kids? I'm sure it'll look cool and it'll probably still be good, but it's just, I don't know, underwhelming. It's just like a weird gimmick thing to go for to just make them kids. Thanks for that, Cole. It's a metaphor. Anything I don't like, it's just because it's a metaphor I didn't get. That and Super has been finished for 5 to 6 years. How is there no continuation to the manga yet? Yeah, I don't know. They could have definitely done more with the manga, I guess. I just don't understand why go this direction. It just feels so worthless. Just some kind of diet GT, I guess. But there's just nothing about this that gets me hype. Seeing them as children fighting. I guess maybe if I was a child it'd be cool to relate. But even then... Do kids care about Dragon Ball? Oh yeah, no, it's still... What do you mean? It's still extraordinarily popular. It's still like a gateway to people into anime. Maybe not the gateway anymore, but it still is a massive one. But yeah, back in the day, this is where pretty much everyone converted to weeb. Toonami, baby. Hey, congrats on the new baby. Hello. You seen the news about the TikToker that screams mama? What? No, I don't know what you're talking about at all with that. There's the Prime Lin. Did you get that hand rash looked at? Hand rash? Brother, it's a tattoo. It's not a hand rash. I'm just scratching around it because it's very itchy. It's in the flaking stage. Have you been... Well, at some point I'll probably play through it. And yeah, I recommend Blue Eye Samurai all the time. I think Blue Eye Samurai is one of Netflix's most enjoyable new shows they've had in quite some time. Maybe I should try the ice pack tonight. It's so fucking itchy. Probably not folded. Thanks to the membership, Banana Bread. I didn't finish Pluto yet. I started Pluto, I was really impressed, but then I dropped it. Not even, like, for any real reason. Thanks to the resub, Muskrat. There's the membership Gray. Oh, Gravy. Membership Ert Gun. You gonna watch Night Swim? Rewind the stream. I already gave my full review. Movie sucks. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Which everyone expected. Depends on what you're looking for, Eclipse. There's plenty of good resources for it. Thanks for the membership, Jimmy. What's your favorite Disturbed album? 10,000 Fists. You have any more songs in the works? Well, our EP just came out, so nothing else right now, but I wrote quite a few other tracks, so we'll see. Thanks, membership, Heather. Oh, I appreciate it, Mateo, and hope everything's alright. Wishing you the best. What's a real-life location from Florida you want to see in GTA 6, like a place you would love to run around and cause chaos? Thanks, membership, Strike. I'm not sure. I don't know what place in Florida I'd be so passionate about running around in GTA 6. And thank you for the generosity, Akuma, but please, you really don't have to do that. The castle. Oh, wait, that'd be so huge. Edgar, you gotta come down for that at some point, man. That would be crazy. Thanks to Resub Ghost Spider and the membership Tokyo. Ever listened to the band Ghost? Yeah, of course I have. Hear about the kid that got... Did you hear about the kid who got assaulted in Nevada? What? No. Thanks to resub Hex. Is there an official public playlist of all your boner jams on Spotify or YouTube? Yeah, it's YouTube. It's like 1,400-ish songs. Thanks for membership, Jonathan. And it's got all the good boner jams on it. You haven't played the Silent Hill mobile game? Nope. I've talked about it, though, because it's such a disaster for the IP. Did you see there's a Harry Potter ripoff movie? What's it called? There's tons, but which one are you talking about? That's so sweet. Thanks, Jace. Wishing you the best, Zane and Owen. And I haven't watched Attaway General in a long time. What's your esports team up to? Getting their visas denied. I'll rant about that. Maybe not tonight. And I was thinking about taking that revolving, but probably not. Actually, I'm going to rant about it now just briefly. So, our Apex squad is coming in A, and we were going to have them live here because we love having them around. They're a lot of fun. We play basketball together. We go out together. Like, they're just a great time. And since they're going to be competing in A, it was a super huge fit to just play out of the warehouse. And they were super down. We submitted all the paperwork, did everything we needed to do in a timely fashion. But then you're at the mercy of the U.S. government and old Uncle Sam. Well, he's a bit of a out of touch kind of guy, depending on what agent you get. So all the other esports teams that were coming to NA, they got through. We got extremely unlucky. Our guy didn't understand the space. So when we submitted, like, the game we're playing, Apex, they're like, well, we don't think your team is an international team. We're a little suspicious of this. So we eventually had an inquiry to submit more evidence because they initially needed more to accept them here. So we did, and we submitted all the same information all the other esports orgs did, but our agent in particular, he had to be some kind of fossil. Truly just a relic of the past. He was not understanding playing games professionally. So we got the news 2 days ago that they were declined entry into the US. And we found out today why. And I'd like to actually get the documents that explain it, because it is such a head scratcher that we have people like this working in the positions that they occupy. It's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. So now our Australians have to play in Canada. Thanks, Mist. So we have to get them a place in Canada and change all of our shit around because of that. Appeal? I mean, we're resubmitting, but it takes a long time. It's not a quick process at all. The government moves so fucking slow. And yeah, we watched that commercial earlier, Prest. And we did talk about that, Paul. Thanks the resub cargo. Resub MRC. Slow is an understatement. No, it is an understatement. It really is an understatement. It's so cringe. It's so fucking cringe. Every other org, I think every other org that was coming in for Apex this time around, this split, they got in, some with a little bit more hassle than others, but ours got outright declined because our agent didn't understand video games. So dumb. I'll tell you one of the things. One of the things that he didn't like, or he didn't believe for some reason, because he doesn't know how to use the internet, is when we submitted our team's ranking globally, because we're like a top 10 team, but like we are like a top 20 team in the Apex, it's a competitive esports game, it's the circuit, this and that. When we submitted that, he's like, I don't believe you. I don't think you're actually ranked there. When you can literally just Google it. It takes 2 seconds to look at Moist Esports like global Apex rankings and our finishes in the majors and the world championship. So that was one of the reasons he declined us, because he thought we were lying. Even though we submitted the official rankings. It's so fucking dumb. Thanks for membership, Jamie. Thanks for Prime Phoenix. So now we had to completely move everything around and we have to get them to Canada. It's just such a headache. It's so fucking frustrating. So fucking frustrating. Yeah, no, we talked about it yesterday, Steven. We went over that video. It was a crazy jump. The other team sent a double agent. No, this guy's so fucking dumb, there's no way. I don't even know. I don't even think he'd be able to accept a bribe. He's too old. He wouldn't even understand what it's for. Is that right, Peyton? That's the first I heard of that. Did you tell him you were in the Hunger Games? Yeah, that would have swayed the whole thing. He's a resub Zevro. Can you pay more to expedite the process? No. You're just truly at the mercy of your agent. I have not seen any of that drama plague. Aren't Canadian visas even harder to get? No. We'll be able to get them to play out of Canada for the first couple months, no problem. It just sucks because we already had everything planned out here and now all of that has to change. And it's also a big headache for the players as well. Thanks for the resub wishes. Yeah, we went over all the CryptoZoo stuff at the beginning of the stream. Why not get a better agent? Can't pick your agent. You just luck of the draw. Not like a sports draft where I get to choose the best agent who actually understands the space. You just have to hope you get the right guy or girl. Yeah, you can't re-roll. Wish you could, though. That guy needs to be fucking fired ASAP. He is far too old and senile to be working that position. What do you think of Queen and the Beatles? They're both fine. I'm not like the biggest fan of either one of them, but I like certain tracks, obviously. You'll definitely catch me wiggling my finger to quite a few of them. But I'm also not like a die-hard fanatic. He's a prime pixel. You considered partnering with the mouse? That's how they got it done. I don't think it would have helped. Again, you're totally at the mercy of the agent. I don't think there's anyone that could have helped us, not even God. That guy was just not having it. He didn't get it. He's the prime Brock. This happened literally 2 hours ago. A man in Tennessee was shot because he refused to sign a petition to ban meat from grocery stores. Jesus Christ. And no, I didn't look at the plane crash in Japan. That's just going to further scare me from flying. It's a horrible thing. But that's going to traumatize me again from flying. And yeah, we talked about the Las Vegas judge thing yesterday. Hear about the priest who cut his dick off after a tick bite. Do you have to cut your dick off if a tick bites your wiener? A priest suffered from tick-borne encephalitis. A priest from the Czech Republic allegedly sliced his own penis off with a knife after he was driven psychotic by a tick bite. Oh my god. That is horrifying. So he got a tick bite, suffered from encephalitis, and then during a psychotic episode cut his dick off. I thought it was like a procedure that he underwent. Wow. Yeah, that happened yesterday. Well, did they reattach it? I don't know. I didn't look into it too deep. Thanks to give Sub-Zoo. I didn't watch the Scott Pilgrim anime. I watched the first episode. Didn't finish it. And yeah, chat kept me up to date a bit on the North Korea stuff. Are you still holding in your sneezes? No, I haven't done that in a while now. Not since chat made me aware that it's bad to do so. I know about the update, Barlow. I gave up on the last episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. Can't be asked to understand what the fuck is going on. What do you mean? It's like a super simple narrative. Unless you're talking about the power scaling, because that I get can be confusing. Thanks, Katie. Thanks to Resub Blahu. Heard about the guy suing Dunkin' Donuts because their toilet exploded while he was shitting on it? Yeah, there's no video or anything. I also just feel like he's lying. He probably pooped himself and came up with a convenient excuse and then overflowed the toilet is my guess. But here, I'll pull it up, since a lot of people keep asking about it. That's my theory, at least. Last I saw, there was no actual evidence of a toilet explosion. Florida man is seeking $50K in damages after he said a toilet at Dunkin' exploded and covered him in debris, feces, and urine. He alleges he visited the men's room at Winter Park Dunkin' outside of Orlando on January 6, 2022. The commode erupted, leaving the plaintiff in the loo covered in its contents. That's a really sophisticated way of describing a toilet blowing up. After the incident, the plaintiff said he sought help from employees who told him they were aware of the issues as prior incidents had occurred. How often is this toilet exploding? It's like an active volcano? You can't even just maybe put a sign up saying out of service? He's seeking $50K in damages from HZO Donuts, operating as Dunkin' location, formerly known as Dunkin' Donuts, on account of their alleged negligence, according to the lawsuit filed by the attorney. As a direct result of the defendant's breach and/or multiple breaches of its duties and obligations to the plaintiff, who was lawfully on defendant's premises, plaintiff unwittingly became the victim of the exploding toilet in the aftermath, which followed and sustained damages, including injuries, emotional, and mental distress. There'd have to be pictures, right? Thanks to membership, Raz. You would think. Thanks to Risa Brian. He got skibbidied. What a joke. What a banger. Prior incidents. That was surprising to hear, but again, I don't think it's actually an exploding toilet. Like, I don't think the porcelain, exploded like a fragmentation grenade going off. Like, it didn't just have this... I don't think it was like a halo explosion when you throw a frag, is what I'm saying. Like, maybe, like, some water bubbled over and maybe covered his butt a bit, is my guess. Because I just can't imagine, like, all of a sudden it would be like a bomb. I'm gonna see if there's any photos of it. Maybe a different source has it. Nope, nothing. Which makes me very skeptical. Even in the initial lawsuit, the lawsuit's all public right here. Even in the lawsuit, there's no Exhibit A or anything. Like, surely you'd take a picture. Or, even better, there'd be CCTV footage from the cameras in Dunkin'. So we could see him covered in poop. But maybe he put in a junction to bar that from the evidence because it's embarrassing, perhaps. But if it really did explode, then may God have mercy. Hope he wins. And yeah, we talked about it. We went over the Epstein stuff yesterday. I don't know how I'd do that, Ivan. I don't care how embarrassed I'd get for 100K. Yeah, I mean, I think it would help his case. That's for sure. Aren't you a YouTube streamer now? Yep, I simul stream. I'm on both. He claims he suffered bodily injury. Well, he could have. Having a bunch of strangers' waste cover you could make you sick. Or if, like, the debris he's referring to is parts of the toilet hitting you, that could hurt. Maybe bruise you. Apparently in the lawsuit, he said the incident made him experience a loss of capacity for the enjoyment of life. Okay, I've got to pull up the lawsuit myself here because it's all public. Let's see. That is a... I mean, if you get covered in a Dunkin' Donuts exploded toilet, maybe you would lose all enjoyment in life. Let's see where it would be. It's pretty short. Plaintiff requires mental health care and counseling as a direct result of the trauma experienced in the restroom at defendant's business and from the continuing trauma following the event. I wonder what kind of therapy you get for that. Maybe like a fear of toilets and they have to convince you that they're safe normally. Can you zoom in? I'll just read it to you for the information. Oh, I know all about Steve 1989 MRA. And yeah, I love games like that, Paru. Oh. As a direct and proximate result of the negligence of defendant, plaintiff suffered bodily injury and psychological damages resulting in pain and suffering, disability, permanent and significant emotional injury, mental anguish, loss of the capacity for the enjoyment of life, expense of medical care and treatment. The injuries and damages are either permanent or continuing in nature, and plaintiff will suffer losses in the future. Man, with a statement like that, why are you suing for only $50K? Go for fucking $50 million. The loss of the enjoyment of life. That poop. That did something to him, man. Maybe the ceramic shattered into his sensitive areas. Well, that's what I was saying. If pieces of... There's no pictures of the toilet explosion, but the way they describe it actually makes it sound like a missile. So if there were parts of the toilet that started blasting him, then yeah, I guess that could cause, like, disability or a permanent injury. Thanks for some cream. And yeah, I know about it, Golden. No, this isn't the Epstein stuff. This is a poopy toilet explosion stuff. You hear about the Hyperverse CEO apparently not being an actual person. I don't know who that is. I don't know what Hyperverse is. And yeah, we went over the Las Vegas judge attack thing yesterday. Hey, well, good luck. I hope he wins the case. Yeah, I just haven't been on it all, Zayden. But I also haven't played Master Duel in a while, so it still wouldn't be a bit. Thanks for the 10 gift subs, Best. Thanks for the generosity. I think Hyperverse was that Ubisoft BR game that died back in the day. No, that was Hyperscape. Sleep well, Riley. How the fuck do you remember Hyperscape? Because I had fun with it. So I remember it, even though it died like in a matter of hours really after the release. It was still fun. That sounds cool, Dupless. I could be up for it. Bro's gonna be having nightmares specifically about the Dunkin' Donuts toilet. According to the lawsuit, he's having a lot more than just nightmares. I really wish there was footage, well, not footage, a picture of the aftermath. I want to know what a toilet explosion looks like at Dunkin' Donuts here. Like, that can't be common. Let's just see if I can find a toilet explosion at like a public restaurant or something, like a fast food chain.
A Winter Haven man is suing Dunkin' Donuts. He says
this lawsuit's so big that it's the only thing that comes up when I look at exploding toilet. Let me go filter it backwards. Oh, here's the exploding toilet meme. I guess it could be like this. But I think this was planned, right? It didn't just happen. Like, they put firecrackers or something in it, if I remember correctly. So I don't think the Dunkin' employees pranked him.
You use it every day at your most vulnerable, but you never expect it to do this. A certain brand of toilet has been exploding, and it's no laughing matter.
You don't think about your children dying in the bathroom.
Find out if you're sitting on a time bomb tonight at 10.
Whoa. I did not expect that. That was hard-hitting journalism right there. That got me hooked. No, I already know all about him, Dylan. I watched Steve. This was 7 years ago. Did we survive? Did we make it out? Is the toilet defeated? Or is it still in circulation? Where's the full story on this now? Hold on. Tonight at 10, CBS Sacramento. Is it this?
The situations for American toilets recalled due to risk of explosion in a single year. Your toilet might not be as safe as you think. Seep into the...
How often do toilets explode spontaneously? Here we go.
There is a warning tonight about exploding
Thanks to the
toilets.
gift sub deputy.
with the issue, sending people to the hospital.
Well, you know, it's hard not to laugh when you hear the words exploding toilet.
I never laugh at that.
But you're about to find out why this is anything but funny.
No, it's tragic. Tragedy.
Gary Gibson said the toilet kept flushing and running on its own.
Thanks to Prime.
Removed its
Weedy.
flushing system.
I knew that there was something broken,
Thanks, Loof.
physically wrong with the flush mechanism or the device inside.
He looked it up on the internet, and this is what he found.
There's one there. You see, it blew it completely off, and you see all the shrapnel, the sharp pieces of porcelain.
Pictures, reports, even
So this is like the tank, though. It's not the whole toilet itself.
After my son went to the restroom and walked back into his bedroom, 30 seconds to 1 minute later, a violent explosion occurred.
People and bathrooms looked like this.
The porcelain jettisoned so violently across the room.
It turned from funny to horrible very quickly because my children sat on that toilet.
Flushmate manufactures the pressure vessel, designed to flush so powerfully you don't have to flush twice. But the company recalled nearly...
That's a really cool statement. I feel like most toilets are designed to flush so you don't have to flush more than once. I don't think that's specific to just this brand. If you're flushing twice, then you had a big moment in there. You had a lot of business to take care of. I don't think that's super unique. Usually it doesn't try and get everything in waves. It's usually all at once.
3 million of the devices after getting reports of
You'll never have to flush again in your life.
And 14
True.
injuries. People sent these photos to the Consumer Product Safety Commission saying they heard an enormous crashing, a booming sound. I shudder to think about my 8-year-old nearby. I required dozens of stitches.
This is a serious safety issue.
Fearing his
porcelain's that's gonna be super sharp.
But Flushmate told him it would not replace the device because it was not part of the recall. A plumber for 32 years analyzed Gibson's flusher.
If something like this is out there, we need to get it off the line.
Hooking it up to a pressure vessel.
Damn, so they're actually just making bombs.
He said it is defective, but he did not think the water pressure inside Gibson's home would cause it to burst. But with a leak like this, he says it could have exploded in a public place with stronger water pressure.
Case in point, perhaps Paul, the Dunkin' Donuts poo-poo toilet exploding victim, was a victim of one of these. Maybe they had one of these toilets in the facility and that's what blew up. So maybe he wasn't like a geyser of feces and urine. Maybe he had just shit. This blew up. He panicked and then like all these pieces start hitting the water and splashing poop and urine on him. Perhaps. Thanks to the resub, Rebecca.
Gibson installed a new tank and thinks his old one should be recalled.
It is a small bomb. That's why it's so dangerous.
Following several class action lawsuits, the company has settled for $18 million. Now, how do you know if you have one of these toilets? Well, all you have to do is open up the back. If you see water inside, then you don't have one of these toilets. But if you see a black tank inside, you're going to want to pull it out and look at the serial number. And I'm going to post the affected serial numbers on our website.
Maybe this just saves some people in chat's life. If you have one of these toilets, or maybe you should check if you have one of these toilets just in case. Imagine. There's one guy in chat right now profusely sweating. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Wait, I have one of those. I don't have a low flow device. I don't have a low flow toilet. Oh, God. It's sprinting to the bathroom, but he doesn't get there in time, and it just blows up. He's sent back from the shockwave. You can get $18 million, though? Oh, from the class action? So, I mean, I guess maybe this is plausible for what happened to Paul here. But I don't think it would cover you in the contents of it. Not based on those explosions, since it was in, like, the tank. Either way, interesting case. Good luck, Paul. I hope you win. Did you see how they found what I think was carbon emissions from one of Jupiter's moons? They say it may hint at life. I did not see any news about that. Thanks for resub, Jordan. I don't think that's what happened because employees said it happened to other customers before. Oh, good point. Yeah, that theory wouldn't work because apparently the employees said that other customers had experienced something similar. Like, it wasn't the first time. You're right. I don't know then. I did not hear about that, Sandy. There's the membership, James. Why didn't the other customers sue? Probably too tired. Maybe first thing in the morning. They went to Dunkin', got covered in poop, and they're like, whatever. I'm going home. I have no idea. I don't know how this happens more than once. There's a resub champ. There's another Florida toilet explosion from 2019 after a woman's toilet blew up after lightning struck her septic after lightning struck her septic tank, sparking the methane gas inside and blowing the toilet up into pieces. That is a sign. That is absolutely some kind of divine moment, a smiting, if you will. I've got to see that story. Yeah, toilet explodes after lightning strike. Lightning strike, Florida septic tank causing toilet to explode.
Damage from a septic tank that got hit by lightning, causing a toilet to explode over the weekend. Experts say the explosion was
Jeepers.
all part of a dangerous reaction. CBS 4 News
Zoinks.
has the details that left one homeowner with thousands of dollars in damage and a new appreciation for Mother Nature.
Used to be our toilet. We have nothing now.
A near deadly explosion.
Well, they would be gone because it just boom.
Mary Lou Ward of Gulf Cove grateful no one was sitting.
Yeah, that really blew that bitch up.
To hundreds of pieces Sunday morning.
Yeah, that's a lot.
The porcelain is very thick. It take a really strong thing.
A1 Affordable Plumbing said the lightning struck in the front lawn near the septic tank, mixing with methane gas and fecal matter, causing the tank, sewer system, and indoor plumbing
Oh
to explode.
no.
Just like people get struck by lightning.
They made a dirty bomb out of that toilet, I guess.
$1,000 in damage, shattering and cracking windows and destroying decorations in the front yard.
They were blown to pieces.
Not the ducks.
Pieces went all the way
No.
to the back of the house. That's how far they were blown.
Now avoiding any risks during the next big storm.
Now I'm not taking any showers and I'm not going to the bathroom.
Lauren Pastrana.
I remember my parents always told me that too. If there's ever like a lightning storm or anything, like if it's ever like a really bad storm, don't use the shower. And that always stuck with me. So anytime it's like raining pretty hard, I just don't even take the chance. Thanks the resub, Poopy. Why? I don't even remember why. They just always told me that, and I just never questioned it because I was a child. I guess their logic was, like, if lightning strikes, it could blow shit up when you're showering, or maybe, like, electrocute you or whatever. I have no clue. I really don't. But it just always stuck with me. Hope everything was good, honey. And no, I've never thought of submitting one of those, Bubba. Last thing to look at, Barfly. This guy got put on the no-fly list for making shrimp in the sink on an airplane. All this toilet stuff got me thinking about it. I saw it today. Oh, I know that video. The guy that made the shrimp and mashed potatoes on the flight. That was revolting. I didn't know he got put on the no-fly list, but that's deserved. That guy's gross. How would you cook shrimp in a sink? He just cleaned it? Oh no, you haven't seen the video then. No, he had a whole intricate, like, heist basically planned for it. Well, the opposite of a heist. Well, kind of a heist. He like smuggled his own utensils in there to make shrimp mashed potatoes. Thanks to Prime Mango. It's gross. It is disgusting. He made ribs in a motel bathroom, too. Oh, I didn't know he did more than that one video. Yeah, I don't know anything about that guy. I just saw that one because it went viral. The guy on the no-fly list usually cooks meat in hotel sinks and toilets, and he used to fly for his job, so he'll most likely lose his job because he cannot fly. Oof. All that for some shrimp mashed potatoes on a plane for clout online. He brought a huge lithium battery. Oh yeah, that's what it was. I knew he brought something to heat it because he had the fucking wand that he put in the sink to heat it. Have you seen the thing about the James Webb Telescope possibly discovering city lights on another planet? I haven't seen that, but that sounds like baloney. I feel like that'd be massive news if we saw city lights on another planet through the James Webb. Oh, of course I know Bring Me the Horizon. Your dad probably would have been all over that already. Oh, yeah, if that was a real headline, my dad would have absolutely told me by now. It's true, look it up. Alright, let me take a peek. I see a YouTuber talked about it. What about an official source? March 31st of 2023, there's one from Live Science saying James Webb Telescope detects light from a small Earth-like planet and finds it's missing its atmosphere. Is this what you're referring to? Is a YouTuber not an official source to you? No, not when it comes to something like this. Absolutely not. The findings would have been published by a very reputable source. Not a YouTube channel. It was the first detection of any form of light emitted by an exoplanet as small and as cool as the rocky planets in our own solar system. No previous telescopes have had the sensitivity to measure such dim mid-infrared light. That's interesting, but it's not the city lights that you're talking about. So I don't think this is what you're referring to. I think you're just talking about the YouTube channel that made that video. Because this is the only thing I see about that. Thanks, Mr. Clean. That's fine, I don't care. Your homie's welcome to say that. Yeah, I don't see any official thing on the city lights. There's just a single YouTube, well, 2 YouTube channels saying it. Now back to the exploding toilet. Yeah, the real stuff. Is it Prime JPN? Thanks for the membership, Azalea. Show me the video of the plain mashed potatoes and shrimp. It's this guy. It's from December. Apparently he's on the no-fly list now because of it. The battery would be 100% a no-fly list type of thing, I imagine. The whole act should be a no-fly list thing. Even if he didn't use a battery and heating element to cook this in the sink, just doing it should have got him on the no-fly list. This is so fucking gross. Thanks for the membership, Montoya. Happy birthday, Colby. You see that pastor that got arrested for trying to put someone's head in the McDonald's fryer? Someone mentioned that earlier too. I saw that headline a few days ago. I guess I'll look it up real quick. North Carolina pastor arrested after trying to push McDonald's employee's head into the deep fryer. Dwayne Waden, the pastor of Elevated Life International Ministries in High Point, was arrested and charged with misdemeanor simple assault. I feel like that makes it sound a lot less severe. Thanks to the membership, or the 10 penguin. And I'm not sure. I'd have to really think there's a lot of good double fruit for that. Tried to baptize him. Yeah.
I served.
Giving him a grease baptism. Thanks for the 5 gift subs, Leon. It's not very Christian of him. You don't know that yet. Maybe the guy said the Lord's cringe or something.
Jail after he tried shoving one of his wife's co-workers into a deep fryer. Apparently, his wife called him for help when the employees at the McDonald's she worked at were disrespecting her. The husband then came to the restaurant, assaulted an employee, and tried shoving his head in a deep fryer. That employee is now recovering from minor injuries.
What was that disrespect that would elicit such a violent response? Honey, they said a mean thing to me. I'm on my way. Fucking bolts through the door and grabs the guy's head. Tries to stick it in the fryer instantly. I'm defending your honor. I bet she thought it was super hot. Like, I bet she thought that was the coolest thing. Like, damn, my man just came all the way over here and almost murdered this fucking guy for me. Oh, wow. This is Homer Simpson shit. Went around the counter and placed his hands around the neck of the victim, pushing his head toward the deep fryer. Waden also punched the victim several times in the face and did not stop until employees pulled him off the victim. Victim suffered large contusions to the forehead and right eye, along with scratches on his neck, according to police. What disrespect was it? I'm so curious. What did he say? What could he have possibly said? I want to see an interview with the victim here. Yeah, I've caught the basics on the Iraq stuff. I just haven't watched the video on it. And Florida will eventually go underwater. Just won't be for a while, I don't think. Thanks to Prime Satura. And not tonight, Mac. I think I'm gonna go to bed. I'm getting kind of tired now. Alright. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the generosity. Hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Sleep well. And see you tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks again. See you tomorrow.